Big Rivers Christmas is one of my favorite Christmas events around the Houston area, blending Christmas lights and flat rides in a great way while offering a reasonable price for admission. But what differences did the 2024 version have from the 2023 version? Find out in this update. I have a full review of Big Rivers Christmas from the 2023 event already published to my channel, as well as a really big review of Big Rivers itself. This video will discuss the differences that I encountered in my 2024 visit, noting both positive and negative changes. I know this video is coming out much too late as Big Rivers Christmas has already concluded, but I do want to note and discuss these differences as this park is special as a quasi-home park of mine. In short, Big Rivers Waterpark and Adventure Park is a water park with the fairgrounds just north of Houston, Texas, with the promise of a coming full amusement park in Grand, Texas at some point. Maybe. But for now, the park is trying to push towards year-round operations, and the star of the off-season is their Christmas event. For 2024, the lights around the park were toned down a bit, which is really unfortunate because the lights, along with the accompanying music, was a truly immersive experience in 2023, especially for the lights deeper in the woods and around the lake. I did visit towards the end of the Christmas event, but some lights were just not working on my visit, and that was on top of just having less overall. In 2023, the lights went all the way around the Gator Splash Play Gym, as well as onto the dock by the lake, both of which just weren't happening in 2024. The musical speakers were also fewer, as not everywhere was blasted with music. Only some parts of the path had the music that was synchronized with the lights, which made the whole experience less immersive. Despite being in a water park, the lights, combined with the music and darkness, can make a very nice walkthrough experience, similar to various drive-through light events, but able to be enjoyed at a much more leisurely pace. The pricing structure was also different. Previously, admission was $20, including the fairgrounds, and non-attraction admission was $10 on weekdays and $15 on the weekends, which offered a super accessible pay structure. This was with 2 additional upcharges in a drive-through lights display and a wagon hayride. For 2024, the drive-through lights is gone, which does allow for additional parking, though most guests seem to continue to park in the premium parking, which was free due to the drive-through lights in 2023. I just parked in the general parking this year, so I'm not exactly sure if they were charging for the premium parking or not in 2024, but with the number of cars there, it would appear that they probably weren't. The hayride, though, is now included with admission, though with actual crowds on the day I visited, a rarity for the park. The line was over 26 minutes for this hayride. I know that because I watched AdventuresWithAdam's video on Big River Christmas while in line. The hayride itself does not have the best angle to view the lights, as they are set up to look on while driving forwards, but the seats are set to look at each other, with a truck in front blocking the view forwards. And looking backwards, the lights just aren't as bright and immersive as they otherwise could be. The concept of this is really cool, and places like Yesterland Farm have successfully done this nicely. With not the best wooded course for the hayride to begin with, the lights need to be top-notch, and they just aren't. Hopefully this can be improved in future years, as it should be a true staple for this event. Now the pricing is simply at $25 per person. This includes the lights, the hayride, and all the fairground and dry attractions, which is fairly reasonable. Magical Winter Lights, for instance, is $30 per person to enter, with additional charges to ride the fairground attractions. This does make bringing a large family a bit more expensive to Big Rivers now, but Christmas light events tend to be a bit higher in price anyways. Unlike in 2023, the park is not opened every single day, closing for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday during the school weeks between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Plus, if you buy a season pass though, visiting can be even more reasonable. Unlike most parks, the new season starts with Big River's Christmas. So if you had a season pass over the summer, you will need to renew for the next summer. Although unconventional, with the quality of the Christmas event, this is a great way to encourage people to renew that season pass. Since Big River seems to hide a lot of their promotions as well, I'd like to go ahead and share what they did offer that I found notable for the Christmas event, including Buddy Days, Bring a Friend free days that are included for all pass holders. These Buddy Days were on the first Thursday after Thanksgiving, and again on the last Monday before New Year's Eve. The first Monday over Christmas was also Educator Day, so all school staff got in free with a school district ID. Another Thursday was also homeschool night, though this discount was given on the honor system, so likely anyone could have taken advantage of that discounted price. Similar promotions will likely be given on non-peak days in future seasons, so I'd keep an eye out for those if you're interested in getting a discounted price. Also, posted on their Facebook, but not super promoted in the park itself, they appear to be giving $5 off all their aerial attractions, which is actually a very reasonable discount to be aware of if you'd like to do any of the minor aerial attractions. Another change was the location of the bounce house, as it was moved from the far back in the woods to next to the body slides and lazy river. I'm surprised it actually fit in this location, and the part along the lazy river did feel a bit deflated, as the ground might not have been as strong as they'd hoped there. But this helped put this in a place that all guests could see it, so that kids and families could enjoy this largest in the world style attraction. The barn also had a baby alligator, so I finally got to pet a baby alligator. This is something that the park actually promotes, but it is only available whenever they have a baby alligator, and likely not directly associated with their Christmas event, but it's pretty cool to see. The barn, just like last year, had some paper activities like writing letters to Santa, but this year, I could appreciate the word search in the barn as a cute promotional tool for Big Rivers. I knew all the Big River trivia, except I could not remember the pizza spot. I must have not cared while riding Rolling Thunder. Yeah, that's probably true. The fairgrounds also debuted 3 new rides. 2 kiddie rides opened late during their Halloween event, and were popular with the youngest of guests, helping to round out a lineup that was a bit sparse on true kiddie rides. El Paso Express is an exciting little train ride, and adults are allowed to ride, though with the small trains this might change in the future. Plane Crazy is a small spinning ride for kids, and they were not letting adults ride on my visit. But the biggest new attraction is StratosFEAR. Not just because it is literally taller than any other ride in the park, but because it offers incredible thrills that this park has been missing. I ranked Big River's attractions after the 2024 season, without this ride as it had not opened yet. However, this ride easily slots into that number 1 spot. These Lost and Arm style drop towers can be some of the best out there, as they offer a great drop feeling, even if they are on the smaller side. This is on the larger side for these types of towers though, so that drop does have an extra punch to it. Then, the restraints are tighter than other similar drop towers out there. This does make a lot of sense given that some guests are going to be soaking wet while riding if they just hopped over from the water park. But this tight restraint means you are dragged down that drop. Instead of floating all the way down, you're dragged. which adds a bit of an extra punch and makes for a very good drop feeling to the drop itself. I would definitely try to sit on the side facing the park and the rides, especially to see the Christmas lights, as the other side doesn't look at much at all. But this ride offers that star thrill attraction this park needed, and will add a lot of value to your season pass. With this ride cycling regularly, it adds so much energy to the park as a whole, as you can see it from everywhere in the fairgrounds or the water park. Lastly, I finally tried food at Big Rivers, which I think is probably something you should consider during their Christmas event. I did not make it over to the s'mores area, largely due to the long lines on the day that I visited, though that would be a terrific food add-on for this event. But we did stop in Big Rivers Barbecue to get a snack. We got one plate to share, as it is $20 a piece without a drink, because they want to encourage you to get that all-day souvenir cup, though you can get free glasses of water. We got pulled pork, mainly because brisket was already out once we finally got around to getting food, and the meat was okay and better when dipped in generic barbecue sauce, though it seemed a little small both for the price one pays and maybe just because I was sharing with my wife. The yams did not look good, and I kind of thought I made a mistake in getting them, but they were sweet and delicious, and I would highly consider getting them again. The mac and cheese was rich and good as well, just as you would expect from how it looks. Overall, the food was about as expected. A bit on the pricey side, but decent enough to be enjoyed if one really wants to. Overall, how were the changes to Big River Christmas? After my 2023 visit, I felt this was one of the best light events that I have been to. However, with less lights in 2024, it took a step down. Magical Winter Lights, though unconventional with lanterns instead of lights, clearly beats it as just a winter light display. Though my memory of the 2023 version would edge out Magical Winter Lights, as I discussed in my review for Magical Winter Lights. Just because I like the Christmas songs and Christmas lights more than the great lanterns. Adding in the hayride and fairgrounds for a reasonable price at Big Rivers, even if it has increased for 2023, makes this a very affordable family Christmas event with thrill rides and a roller coaster. As Big Rivers continues to tweak their operations, they will likely improve some areas of this event while taking away some of the cool things that make it just extra special. But it still remains a great Christmas event for the Houston area and a key part of the value of any Big Rivers season pass. Which Christmas events around Houston, Texas are your favorite? What is your favorite thing about Big Rivers Christmas? Let me know, and as always, Cup Kun Krop.